Hey there, comic book fans. Got a little bit of a different video for you tonight. I have a section of my collection off in a corner named Miscellaneous Magazines. And it's about 20 magazines in this pile, and other 20 magazines down there on the floor we'll look at in a minute, but I don't know what's in here. I don't think I've looked at these in a decade, so I have no idea what's in my Miscellaneous Magazines section. So I figured I wanted to look at them, so I figured I'd make a video too. You could look at them with me. This is from the Pittsburgh Comic-Con. I remember this. I went there in '98 where we were selling our comic we were making, my friends and I. It's like very 90s artwork there. Some Joe Jusko on the back. Getting some spine roll on it too, a little in there. Yeah, Pittsburgh Comic. I don't have to look through that. I don't have to look through it. I don't remember this at all. Issue 4, Velocity? First U.S. issue? I wonder what country did it come from? Eclipse International and Acme Press. Fascinating, an original book. All sorts of stuff. Alan Moore quote, best thing to come out of British comics in the last 5 years. Well, I guess this is a British comic that Eclipse brought to the U.S. Oh, that issue 5. Deltown Modettes. Nice cover. I bet there was only 2 issues, otherwise I probably would have got them all. I probably would have put it on my pull list, I imagine. Contemporary British comics. Look at this. A random issue of Modern Screen. I don't know why I have this. I must have got it for Grace Kelly for some reason. December 19, must be 54 there. The spine looks like it's falling apart. I didn't even, why? Rock Hudson's Romance Chilled. We know that now. Grace Kelly, found her man, not Rock Hudson. Buried Treasure, Frazetta, Kirby, Kubert, Mishkin, Toth, Wood. I don't remember this at all. Kirby and Theekson, 86. I'm guessing Theekson did something with it in 86. So that's one. This must be some old Golden Age stuff that they reprinted, whoever that is, in 86. Oh, random issue of Savage Sword of Conan, but not so random. I remember I have this one because this cover was painted by my friend and fellow bullpenner in the 90s, Jim Hostin. And the model for that woman right there was our boss, Dawn Guzzo. So that's why I kept this one, because I know her and I know who painted it. So that's what issue is it? 213. What is this? Avenue D. Look out, suckers. Urbane Thrills. Fantagraphics books, comics, and stories. Glenn Head's Avenue D. I don't remember this at all. A comic book for adults. Like a Fantagraphics book. Avenue D. You Got Me. Co-ops for sale. 91. Whew, no clue. Oh, this I remember. This is I think, this is a Greek version of Hagar the Horrible that my aunt brought me back from Greece in, like, I don't know, the early 80s. There's another one. It's all in Greek. I just remember looking through it because she was going to Greece. She's like, want me to bring you a present? I'm like, bring me a comic book. So I guess this is what she found, the Greek version of Hagar the Horrible. Oh, look at this. Manara. New comic. I don't think this is English. Oh, I didn't know there was all this other... I don't know where I got this Manara magazine, but I don't have to look through it. And it looks like it's in Italian. Whew, you got me. Oh, there's Hard Boiled. I only ever got issue 1 of Hard Boiled. I like it much better now than I did that, and it took a while to come out, and I read Hard Boiled recently and enjoyed it a lot more than I did this first issue way back when. I kind of agreed with the one reviewer who said something like 8 pages of story crammed into a 22-page issue or something. And that's kind of how I felt about it back then. But like I said, I don't actually have the whole thing. I think I took it out of the library and read it. Sometimes things are more enjoyable when you take them out of the library. The Biologic Show by Al Columbia, #0. Another Fantagraphics magazine. What does it say over here? No tomorrow. If I must return Logic, Larry. I don't know any of this stuff. I probably bought this when it came out. Put it in probably another 90s one, and put it in the pile of miscellaneous magazines. And there, read Calloway's Big Bang by Paul Scherer. It's just a Zoo Arsonist Press. No clue. 93. Wow, that's 28 years old now, and I have no memory of it. What is this? Cosmic Horror Illustrated, Carnopolis 2. Look at all those people who I don't recognize their names. Pretty cool cover. Carnopolis.com, $6. I guess this was during the... this must have been the late 90s. If it... www.carnopolis.com. Don't recognize this at all. Oh, spring 2004. Wonder where I got that. Oracle #1 featuring Topaz. Who's Topaz? What's Oracle #1? Now, oh, this one... this is before the age of digital publishing. Oracle Magazine is proud to announce the start of a new small press line of books. Easy to read typesetting. Ooh, dynamite stories, fine white paper. Colin O by Eve Linkletter and Star Soldier by Steve Tyman. I don't remember either of those. Wow, this miscellaneous section is really miscellaneous. 1994. This must be from the early 80s. April 1982. This was not a good comic, I remember. That's all I remember about this, a Warren magazine, is this 1994 was not the best thing. Fish. Look at that. Fish. What the heck is Fish? Static Fish. I have to open this one up because I have no idea what this is. The cover intrigues me. I still have no idea what this is. Static Fish. Is there any kind of clue in here? Let me see. Written by Scott Alley. Art by Rebecca Gay. I remember those two. Scott Alley, he's a cartoon, and Rebecca, she did some stuff for Vertigo and things. Static Fish. Oh look, there's a Namer ad in here. Where did that come from? I have no idea what this is. Scott Alley, he did something. Both of those went on to do stuff. ROG 2000 by Pacific Comics. This is the early 80s, I think it is, collection of the Charlton ROG 2000 stuff that John Byrne did back up at Charlton. The Art of Neil Adams, Volume 2. This I've had since high school or something. This I certainly remember. Good stuff in this Art of Neil Adams. Glyph. Mike Kaluta cover. I do not remember Glyph. Comics for the Rest of Us. Drew Boxer? No, that's not the name. I don't know. The Writing on the Wall. Labor of Love? Don't know that one. We'll have to look through it. Captain Britain. January 1985. Don't know where I got that. Must have picked up at the comic. Oh, Fantastic Four coloring book. There's a miscellaneous one for you. Versus the Genovese, 69 cents. The tag's still on it. Genovese is a local drugstore. It was copyright 1987. I don't know where that came from. The Flames of Gyro featuring Valger Gunner, Jason, and Ledger. All new adventures in the swashbuckling tradition of Buck Rogers and Flash Gordon. Oh, I think Jay Disbrow. Oh, I got this at a local con once. I have a piece of original art by Jay Disbrow. I think he was like an old-time guy who did strips and stuff. Free Snow White? Why do I have the golden anniversary of Snow White from fall 1987? I don't know. But here it is. The Big Problem with Marshall. This, I'm friends. I went to school with Pat Giles. I know I have this one. Good stuff. His Big Problem with Marshall stuff is good. He did some comics with us too. Alien Encounters, #1, by Fantico. I don't remember this Alien. I remember like a Pacific Alien Encounters from a different company. But there's one almost magazine size. Alright, that's that pile. Let me put this stuff down and pick up the other pile, and we'll see what's in here. Wow, this is weird going through this stuff that I don't even know exists. I have no idea what this is. Alton, Eisner, Sudeli, Mongerin, but it doesn't seem to be in English. A torpedo ad on the back. I have no idea what that says or any of that says. Let's open this up for a moment and see if we can figure out anything. Oh yeah, that's in... But I didn't... Hagar was the only Greek one I got at that. There's a Alfred Hitchcock. Oh, there's some nice artwork. But I have no idea what it is. Is there a year on here? No. I see numbers, but... Manara. So it must be some Milo Manara in here. Some Eisner Spirit. Wow, where did I get this? No clue. No clue. Man, the things you pick up over 40 years. Whoops. Let's put that one back down there. Oh, I remember. I don't remember the comic, but this is a Aircell comic. They came out with a bunch of some pretty good stuff in the 80s, but I don't remember. I guess they came out with a magazine-sized one too. Oh, here's another issue of whatever that is. Topi, Munoz, Manara again. Okay. You got me. But there's some underground. What else do we have here? This is a Fantagraphics one. Prime Cuts. In this picture being Anna by F. Solano, Gabriel Spain, Rick Geary. Don't remember exactly what is in this, but I'd pick up Fantagraphics stuff. I remember that. Stick Boy #2, another Fantagraphics thing. Must have picked it up. All philosophy issues. Yeah, I would always pick up, various Fantagraphics magazines. So, another Warner Brothers presents Looney Tunes, spring 1990. Why do I have this? I don't know. They were chosen to be survivors. Spectrum Comics previews. This I remember. This series. I liked this. This came out in the early 80s, I think. It started out as like this one magazine, then it went into comic size. Matter of fact, was this a later... Because it was named They Were Chosen to Be Survivors. I wonder if that's a preview of it or something. But there's I remember Kafka, The Execution by Leopoldo. Look, there's another Fantagraphics one. I remember that visual. Franz Kafka. But I don't remember this book at all. Let's see what else. This is another Fantagraphics one. Free Program Guide. WFMU FM 1989 to 90. I don't know what this is. It's a program guide. It's got a Carol Lay cover. I don't know where I got an FMU program guide with a Carol. Let's open this one up for a second too, just to see what's in it. Is it a radio program guide with comics? It is. Subway Survival. My Ideal Mate. Yeah, it looks. This is Fordham University radio station, which is actually a pretty big radio station, a pretty big small radio station around New York City. So there you go. I somehow got a program guide with a Carol Lay cover. Street Music, another #2. I don't know why. More stories from Fantagraphics. SVA presents Will Eisner's Gallery, 1988. This. I don't know where I must have got this at. I must have got this at SVA at some time. Not that I went to SVA, but I passed through there a few times. Probably passed through there in 1988, and this was some sort of giveaway. I think Will Eisner was teaching at SVA then. Mad Love, ARG #1. It's a Bill Sienkiewicz cover, if I've ever seen one. 1988, there's the Hernandez Brothers. This must be another Fantagraphics one. Fantagraphics was always putting out anthologies. Fantagraphics leather underwear. Alright. Looks like I bought this one. Meet the artist. Don't know what that. Mature readers only test dirt. Janitor of the universe. Who left this mess? Formerly U.S. News and World Report. Is this Fantagraphics again? I don't know. Fitz 89? Looks like I was picking up lots of stuff in the late 80s. Bad Comics. Cathead J.R. Williams. He's pretty famous, so that's... Yeah, more Fantagraphics it must have been. Mauritania Comics, number 9? What the heck is that? I gotta open this one up too. What in the world would Mauritania Comics be? Let's see. Oops. Mauritania Comics number 9. Looks like it's from England. You got me. There's some Mauritania comics. I got a lot of weird indie magazines in my day. You don't see so many indie magazines anymore. Lots of indie comics, but no magazines. Unsupervised Existence. I remember this one. I think this started out as a comic. It's a Terry Laban, Fantagraphics books. This was a pretty good slice of life comic. I think it started out, the first issue was comic size, and they moved to magazine size. There's 3. See, it's nice colorful stuff on the covers. I remember enjoying this. David Chelsea in Love. I remember liking this one too. Eclipse Comics. There are 4 issues of this. I think I have them all. And it was, I guess this was autobiographical, I think, because it's by David Chelsea. And it was just kind of him living his life and falling in love or something, if I remember correctly. I haven't read this in a lot of years. This came out in the late 80s. Same time as Dragon Chang. I think this was the late 80s. It may have taken a while to come out. David Chelsea in Love, number 4. Yes, there's the last one. I remember enjoying this. Drawn and Quarterly. This had some good stuff in it. Can't work too many... Yeah, this had the original Joe Matt Peep Show in it. Looks like we got some Peter Bad. This stuff I definitely remember at least buying. What do we got there? Number 1. Drawn and Quarterly, number 3. There's a Joe Matt cover. I think that's a Chester Brown cover on number 4. Yeah, Drawn and Quarterly is still around as a publisher, but this magazine isn't. Number 5. Number 6. This is all fun stuff, and I want to look through these. Number 7. This should have its own section, Drawn and Quarterly. What's it doing with miscellaneous? There's a random issue of Eerie. I didn't really collect the Warren magazine special superheroes issue. Maybe that's why I got it way back when, in 82. I imagine that's why I got this in 1982. Is collected the incredible origins of 3 Eerie heroes. Marvel Action Force. Is this the G.I. Joes? The Crimson Guard. I have no idea where I got this. Battle Beasts. Another mystery. Oh, honk. This looks like a comedy one. Is this from, I think this is from Fantagraphics also. We got some Don Martin stuff. Dan Clowes, there's some Dan Clowes in here. And Chester Brown. Yeah, J.R. and Mark. Wow, I'm going to look at this one again. Then the last thing in the miscellaneous section is Threat. This was another Fantagraphics magazine about, I guess, who don't know that guy's name, but it must have been his comic, 85. Managed to get 1 issue of it. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that little walk through the miscellaneous section of my magazines, because I did. I don't even remember a quarter of this stuff. All right, so you guys all have a good week out there.